Hi guys, this is Mathew from Hookem. So this week, midweek video from home, we'll be talking about the different kind of kayaks that are in the market today, be it from the inflatables to the hardshells to the hand pedals to the leg pedal and more. So when you start kayaking, I think there's a couple of things that you should really try to get hold of. One is your life vest. I think that's almost a mandatory to have on when you're out kayaking. Best that you could swim at least about 50 to 100 meters that would be advisable. And my advice would be try to go for a 1-star kayaking course. Right? They will equip you with the proper techniques of how to re-enter your kayak if you ever capsizes, or how to flip the kayak back the right side up if you ever do capsize. I think these are the basic fundamentals that any kayakers will have to try to understand before they embark into kayak fishing. Right? There are many elements involved that sometimes even a textbook can't even help you, especially when it's against Mother Nature. Right? So there's a lot of knowledge involved on the water as well. So my advice is to, if you really are keen to start off kayak fishing or kayaking in Singapore, always follow someone out first, someone who has experience, and slowly gain your experience from there. Right? So moving on to the kind of kayaks that you have now. Inflatables are good because they are compact. You can bring them on the normal MRTs or the normal buses and launch wherever you want to. However, there is this physical aspect of it where most inflatable kayaks are going to weigh before launch at least maybe 15 to 20 kilos with all the pedals and whatnot accessories on the pumps. But however, after kayaking, weigh even heavier because number one, physically you are more tired and worn out, and number two, most likely and not, the material would have already absorbed a bit of seawater, making the material more heavier. In my opinion, I believe it's always about safety first. How many air tubes do they have within the kayak itself? Like the advanced elements kayak that I used previously had 2 air tubes, one above the other. So in case the lower tubing actually got pierced or is leaking air, it still relies on the top tubing of air to keep us afloat till we can get to shore or to man the kayak ASAP, right? Just to maintain a safety precaution out at sea. So normally for inflatable kayaks, there are not much third-party products out there that you can actually install on them, like rod holders or trolley pulley systems and stuff. So I like the fact that you have to learn to DIY a lot of these kind of accessories if you are using your inflatable kayaks. We modified plastic baskets, PVC tubes, just to be rock tubes, PVC pipings just to install the echo sounder on the inflatables. So I think this is the whole experience that if you are having an inflatable kayak, it will be fun to have, right? So however, the downside of it will be the maintaining and the washing up of the kayak, which is behind the scenes that most of the time people do not show you. Right? It takes time for you to wash down all the fabric from the salt water. It takes time for the fabric to dry up in the sun, and then you start to fold it down, and then you be on your way home from wherever you're fishing, tired and all knackered out from the whole fishing trip. Store it in a corner of your home, and hopefully you launch the next week so it's still okay. If not, if you're going to launch like 3 or 4 months down the road and it's still damp and you just keep it, it's going to be moldy, the fabric might not be so strong as before, right? So overall, my opinion for an inflatable kayak, if you are looking into one, is that if you are space constrained and it's a bit of a budget constraint, perhaps the inflatable would be the best choice for you. So moving on to hardshells. The hardshells to my knowledge and to what I like to emphasize, there are normally two kinds of hardshells. One is the normal hardshell, which you use your hands to paddle. Another one is the type of hardshells that you use your leg to paddle, right? So again, hardshells is good because you just basically need to carry your kayak down to the sea, load up your items, and out you go. You know, durability will be there. Most likely or not, the trekking will be there, depending on how the kayak is shaped. Washing down is so much more simpler because you just take a hose of water and you just wash it down and stuff like that. Right? However, I like to emphasize that the only thing about hardshell kayaks is that the berthing will be an issue. If you do not have much space at home, you're going to have an issue to keeping your hardshell kayaks at home. So there's an alternative for a modular kayak by 0.65. Right? Back then, when I was kayak fishing, there was a tequila, and I'm pretty sure now there is a different kind of 0.65 modular system that can be found, I think, locally in Singapore. Right? I'll give a shout out to the distributor or the supplier or the agent at the end of this video so that you guys can go have a look. So for hardshells, basically the pros that I look at it is basically you just plug and play, you just throw it out, you just pull it out to sea, you go out fishing and you come back, you wash it down with a hose of water, and you just store your kayak somewhere, right? There's no need to fear about punctures. However, of course, please do not take your kayak and just bash into a rock structure. Of course, you might still, capsize because of a big hole and stuff like that, right? So play it safe wherever you are on the water, be it inflatable or a hardshell kayak. I believe a hardshell has a lot of third-party products that you can install on for your rod holders, for your trolley systems, for your echo sounders. A lot of small little modifications that can be done and items that can be bought off the shelf. However, it's only because of space constraint that most Singaporeans will have in their HDB. They will have to find alternative place to store their kayaks. It could be a car topping their kayaks wherever they go. It could be berthing at watercross or any other sea sport centers if they have such a facility for you. So that's pretty much my view of the hand pedal kayak. There are leg powered kayaks as well, such as the Hobies or the native kayaks, right? Both of which are designed in different ways. I would say one is for stability, one is for speed, one is a propeller, one is a power barrage drive. But again, it both serve the same purpose of giving the angler a hands-free experience fishing off a kayak, right? Which is, I believe, it's the best thing one as an angler could expect to have on the kayak. Many years ago, season 2 episode 1 of SGYAKATTACK, when me and Don, we actually went out to, I think it was Kayak 7 at Tanah Merah to go for trolling. Because of the native system propel drive, I actually land the biggest grouper I ever had on my kayak, which is about 30 kilos on the lure. It took the lure, it dragged me towards shore by the breakwaters, but because I managed to have the reverse function on my kayak, I managed to steer the fish away out to the open waters and slowly take my time fishing it and letting the fish. However, if I didn't have that function, I would believe I wouldn't have the capability at that point of time to source up my pedals and try to steer my kayak away from the breakwaters, and it might have been a very bad experience at the end of the day. So having to weigh the options, having a hands-free experience on the kayak, I personally, as a kayak fisherman, would definitely recommend either a Hobie or a native watercraft kayaks that enables you to be hands-free to fish, or to stand on, to cast, to sight fish and cast on a kayak, or and to go the extra mile, further distance for the fishes that are being caught by other kayakers around the area. If you really want to venture into kayak fishing, I believe a link power kayak will be the best choice for you to have the best experience of kayak fishing around the world or even in Singapore. Let's end the video off on the pros and the cons of each different kayaks, right? Just a summarized version of it. So for inflatable kayaks, basically it's compact. You know, you don't have to worry much about berthing, and yeah, it's easy to transport. You know, but of course the downside is that there are more risks involved. Over-inflation of the tubes might cause the tubes to rupture and burst, or punctures, and basically the washing down of the whole kayak, it takes some time and tedious as well. So for hardshells are normally for the normal handheld ones, it's normally what I call like the plug and play. You know, you just take it out. I guess in terms of the pros, is basically it's durable. You don't have to worry much about punctures and stuff like that. There are a lot of third-party products out there for installation for rod holders and trolley systems. However, I guess it's again the berthing of the kayaks that will actually kind of need to be looked at what the alternatives available out there for you to store your kayaks. Right. For the drive propelled type of kayaks, I would say the pros are the same. However, it gives you really 100% hands-free kind of experience for fishing. The downside will be that there will be the extra one more maintenance factor of it, of maintaining your drive and stuff. Please take all this into consideration of which kind of kayaks will actually suit you to go out fishing on. So in today's market, I believe one of the best person to actually ask about kayak fishing installation of third-party products will be actually Elton from Nautic Adventure Sports. Link in the description below, so please do check them out. You know, he'll be able to advise you on the kind of service that he can help you on your kayak, help you get ready to launch your maiden trip out at sea and stuff like that, and make sure that you are on the water safe. Stay safe on the water. Always remember your life vest, right? And always notify your loved ones where you will be and launch with a partner if possible. See you out there on the sea. If you do see me, please do shout out. Let's catch up on the sea for some fishing action. Wherever it is, I don't mind sharing my knowledge on how I hunt my fishes and what, where and when I go for fishing and stuff like that. So I see you soon.